How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Patriot DIY channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 upgrades for a utility trailer. All right, guys, now I recently got a new utility trailer, landscape trailer, whatever you want to call it. And whether you have an old beat up trailer or a brand new one like mine, there are some upgrades that I think are necessary for a trailer like this. And we're gonna get in here and we're gonna talk about that in just a second. But first, guys, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Now first, just to let you know a little bit about the trailer, this is a 6.5 by 14 tandem axle, and I do have the 2-foot sides on it. So let's get in here and take a look at some of the upgrades that I think you should do for a utility trailer like this one. Now first, let's talk about the deck itself. If you have a wooden deck on your trailer like this one, you need to put some type of sealer down to prolong the life of the deck on your trailer. Now most trailers like this are going to be made with treated wood already, so it does have some level of protection, but adding a coat of something like Thompson's water seal can go a long way to making sure the wood on your trailer lasts a good long time. It's going to do a good job of waterproofing this wood and making it last. It's a really simple application. It probably took me longer to get everything together than it did to actually do it. All I did was just use a paint roller and roll it on, making sure I get down in those cracks the best I can, and then let it dry. So whether you have an old trailer, new trailer, it doesn't matter. Get that deck cleaned up, get a sealant on there, and make it last as long as you can. The next upgrade is adding tie-down locations. Now the purpose of a trailer is hauling stuff around, and if you want to do that safely, you need to secure it. The problem with that is most trailers like this really only come with a few tie-down locations. This trailer specifically has one in each of the 4 corners, and that's it. Of course, you can wrap your straps around this top ledge, but that's not really the best solution because most of the time there's nothing to keep it from sliding around on that top rail, and oftentimes it's really hard to get it nice and secure. So the best thing you can do is just add more of these loop style tie-down locations in other places along your trailer. So I found the easiest way to do that is with these large D-rings. Now if you weld, of course you can weld those to the metal frame of your trailer, but if you can't, don't worry about that. There's a simple DIY way to do this, and that's just to drill some holes and bolt it on. Now the D-rings I'm using are 1/2 inch. They're super heavy duty and are rated for thousands of pounds. So I'll be able to tie down anything I want to, and I have them bolted securely to the metal frame of the trailer. You can see all I did here was mark the location that I wanted my tie down nice and low on the trailer, and then I drill my holes through the frame, and the only thing left to do after that is add your hardware. If I'm using 3/8 by 1.5 inch carriage bolts, I run them through the frame, and on the back side I just use a large fender washer, a lock washer, and then my nut. Secure those down tight and you're good to go. So I already had stock welded tie-down locations in the 4 corners of the trailer, and I added 6 more of these large D-rings going down the side of the trailer. So I have plenty of tie-down locations no matter where my cargo is. And of course, you can never have too many tie-down spots, so that's going to be an easy DIY upgrade for your trailer. Next is not so much of an upgrade as it is a necessity. You need to make sure you have a spare tire mounted on your trailer. There are some great bolt-on spare tire holders on the market that don't require any welding or anything like that, that'll get your spare mounted securely on the side of your trailer. Again, this is a must-have, guys. There's nothing worse than finding yourself on the side of the road with a full trailer and a flat tire. So the number 3 upgrade is a spare tire mount, spare tire, and it's probably going to be a good idea to make sure you have a jack and tools for changing the tire as well. Next on our list is closing in the sides of your trailer somehow, or even raising the sides of your trailer. Now what my trailer has is this expanded metal that's welded all the way down, all the way around the trailer. Now something like that is great for any time you're hauling something like rocks, mulch, dirt, anything like that, or really any small items that you're worried about falling out the side of your trailer if it's just open here. Now if you want to use the expanded metal like this is going to be a little more involved. I guess you could bolt this on, but really to do it the right way, it's going to require some welding. Another way you could do this is to use wood. You can run 2x6s or 2x8s lengthways down the trailer and secure them to the frame. That's one way you can close in the sides of your trailer. And of course that's really going to depend on what your use is for the trailer. For me, it's a do-it-all trailer. It needs to be able to do anything I need it to do. So the height high sides with the wire mesh was a must for me. Next is on my list is a tongue mounted toolbox. There's so many things that you need when you're hauling stuff with your trailer, and the most convenient way to make sure you always have everything you need no matter what you're hauling is to always have it with you. And I think the best way to do that is with some type of trailer mounted toolbox. And if you want to make sure you're not taking up any of the space inside the trailer, right here on the tongue is a great place to do it. Now the one that I have here is a Haulmaster trailer tongue box. I got mine from Harbor Freight, but you can find it on Amazon as well. And I'll put a link to this box as well as everything else we've talked about in the description below if you want to get it for yourself. Now this toolbox can hold a ton of stuff. It's 33 inches long, 14 inches wide, and 14 inches tall. And it is actually really good quality. It's made of aluminum, has a nice locking mechanism here and a gas strut that opens that lid for you. The install of this thing is super easy. All you need to do is put it in place where you want it on the tongue, and then you go into the inside and you want to drill holes through the bottom of the toolbox and into the tongue of your trailer. You're going to do that on all four corners, and then the only thing left to do is run your bolts in there through the inside and then fasten it from underneath, and you are good to go. Next is not so much one single upgrade as it is a collection of all the supporting accessories that I think you need to have along with your trailer. So we'll talk about a few of those that I have in mind, and we'll take a look at just what I have in the toolbox here starting out. The first is some way to lock your trailer so it doesn't get stolen. The one I have on here is just a Reese tow power. This is a universal lock that'll work with any size hitch. So a good trailer lock is something I think you definitely need to have. Now let's get in here and take a look at just a few things that I threw together that I think are good to have with your trailer at all times. All right guys, first thing we're going to talk about is a good set of rubber wheel chocks. Now you need to have some way to make sure your trailer's not going to go rolling around on you when you park it. So making sure you have a good set of wheel chocks is very important. Next, I like to keep a couple pairs of gloves in here. Oftentimes I'm going to be using the trailer to haul landscaping materials or wood or other things like that, and it's just nice to have a set of gloves on hand. Next, of course, is going to be all your straps and tie downs and all that good stuff. Now I just have mine in one of these small tool bags just to help try to keep it organized, but I have a couple really good heavy duty ratchet straps here, as well as some of your just standard ratchet straps. These are actually some brand new ones that I got just to put in here. And when you're doing that, you want to make sure you get straps that are long enough that you can strap down pretty much anywhere on your trailer. Going along with that is just some bungee cords of all different sizes. And then I like to have a nice big heavy duty tarp. Now I recommend you get a tarp that's big enough to cover your entire trailer if you were to load down like a big load of mulch or something like that and you just wanted to make sure everything's not going to fly out, or if you're hauling furniture or something and it starts raining, you want to make sure you can cover all that up. So a good heavy duty tarp capable of covering your entire trailer is definitely nice to have. Along with that, I like to use some of these little ball bungees, tarp tie down things. These are nice for tying down your tarp to the sides of your trailer. Then of course, zip ties. Now this is not necessarily trailer specific, but I just always like to have some zip ties around. I've even in a pinch one time lost the latch for the gate on my trailer, and I just put a bunch of zip ties on it, and that was able to keep the gate closed long enough for me to get home. So endless uses for those. Now this next tip I learned from pulling a trailer a lot for my wife's business. We have to park in crowded parking lots and stuff sometimes. And if you're gonna park and drop your trailer and drive off, it's nice to be able to have a cone that you can put in front of your trailer and try to prevent somebody from parking in front of you. That way you can actually hook up to your trailer and leave when you need to. But just one of these little collapsible cones can come in handy for stuff like that. Also, if you find yourself on the side of the road, of course, this will be good for that as well. And last but not least, I recommend having an extra hitch for whatever size trailer you have here in your toolbox. Now I just have the ball here. I do have a hitch somewhere to put this on, but I couldn't find it for the video. But I definitely recommend having an extra hitch if you need to let somebody else borrow the trailer and they didn't have the right size ball, or if you're driving a vehicle you don't normally drive or something like that, it's nice to have a backup. Also in the front of this little tool bag, I have some extra pins and stuff for securing the trailer, the hitch, all that kind of stuff. Nice to have extras. I can't tell you how many of these little things I have lost over the years, but I always like to have extras. All right guys, that is it for the top 5 trailer upgrades that I recommend for your utility trailer. God, I feel like every video I've made lately, I am drenched in sweat by the time I'm finished with it. But I'm not gonna let this hot weather stop me from making good content for you guys. Now these are just the first 5 that came to mind for me as I was thinking about what I wanted to do with this new trailer. If you guys have some other suggestions or other upgrades you think that I left off the list, please let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget guys, I'm gonna have links to everything we talked about in this video in the description below if you want to get it for yourself. Thanks for watching guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.